Hey there, welcome back friends. Today we will talk about the entity class. Now what exactly is an entity class under Hibernate? An entity class is nothing but a representation of the database table. Now friends, when it comes to this small little form which we have created, we have the functionality to add like multiple images at once. In fact, there is no restriction. We can add files as well, right? Now, as of now, we won't worry about other files. We will simply handle the images accordingly. So in here, when we are creating a form where we can select multiple files and we are handling multiple things, we will simply add the file name in the database table. But we will have provision to add some additional information in the database table, and we will symbolize the exact table using an entity class. So what is the first logical step? Definitely, first of all, let us quickly create a database table. So we will choose this studyeasy_db schema, and inside this schema, let us create a table. And we will give the name as files maybe. And firstly, we will add a column as ID, which would be nothing but a int entity primary key, and it would be not null. And most importantly, it would be also auto incremented column. All right, then we will have file name. All right, and it would be a unique key. The file name must be unique. Then finally, let us also add in a yet another column by the name of caption. So we will give the provision to the user so that the user can add some additional caption or additional label to the file later down the line. In fact, let us give the label first. It would be like label. It would be again varchar 45, and finally we will also have a yet another column by the name of caption. All right, so these two information, caption and label, is something which we will handle later down the line. Let me click on apply. All right, so now we have this table files, right? So this is cool, this is nice. We have 4 columns: ID, file name, label, and caption. Now moving forward, let us quickly navigate to our Eclipse IDE, and in here let us create a new class. All right, and we will give the package as org.studyeasy.hibernate.entity. All right, and the name would be files. All right. Now friends, we have this class, but how to symbolize the database table using this class? The answer is very simple. We will make use of variables. So the first variable would be like int ID. Then we will have string file name, then again label, and finally a yet another string variable by the name of caption. Now friends, these 4 variables are symbolizing what? These 4 variables are definitely symbolizing these 4 columns in the database table. Now still, this particular class is not an entity class. I will show you how to convert this class into an entity class. Now friends, moving forward, in many of the documentation it is said that we must have a no argument constructor when it comes to entity class. Now in my personal experience, I have coded an entity class without a no argument public constructor and it worked, but for sake of safety, let us add a no argument constructor. So it would be like public files, and there won't be any body inside the constructor. Alright, so this looks good to me. Now moving forward, let us quickly mark this class as an entity class. Now this is important. We will make use of the entity annotation. So it would be like entity, and if we try to autocomplete, there are like multiple packages, and the first option is by javax.persistence, and we will go with this. So remember to use javax.persistence in here. Now friends, when we make use of this annotation, there are like couple of options, and one of the option is name. Now giving the name is a very good practice, because when we make use of Hibernate query language HQL, giving the name is good, else you may encountered with crash. So in here we will give the name, and give the name exactly same as the table name. That would be definitely good. All right, so it would be like files. Then moving forward, we will make use of a yet another what we say annotation, which is table, and it is again from javax persistence, and again we will give the name, and the name is definitely the table name, which is again files, right? Here is the name of the table. Now we have specified the table information. Now let us quickly specify the column information. First of all, if we check, the id is what? Id is nothing but your primary key. Now definitely, in order to specify a specific variable to be equivalent to a primary key, we have something which is nothing but annotation id. So let us make use of this id annotation. Then let us also specify this as a column. Now giving the annotation column is optional, but it is good because in here we can specify name, which is amazing. And for example, if we check what is the name of the column in the database table, which is id in here, so let us give it as id, which is cool. Now friends, when it comes to this file name, the naming convention under Java is different when it comes to the naming convention under MySQL. So there is this inconsistency. As a result, giving the column name is a good idea. It reduces confusion and we have the names in front of us right away. So it would be again like name equals file underscore name in here. All right. So this looks good, and similarly we will give the name for the rest of these two variables, which would be like label and caption. Here we go. So this looks good to me. Alright, so now finally let us quickly add in the getters and setters. Now let us also add in a constructor where we will handle the field file name. So let me right click, navigate to source, and we will generate the constructor using field. We will deselect all of those and only select the file name. All right, so this looks good to me, and we have the entity class ready. What are the things? Firstly, we have the variables. We have the getters and setters for the variables. We have specified all the variables with the column annotation. We have also marked the id variable as id. And most importantly, we have made use of entity annotation for marking the class as entity, and we have specified the name of the table using the table annotation. So everything is set in here, and in our next video we will make use of this entity class in order to initiate our Hibernate engine. So that would be an interesting thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.